you know, touch your chin and.
Man, everybody say, you know, what they'll do, you know, but Tank is in his weight class for a reason, and I don't see him.
Just want to scream for attention. Now, had that been me or Tank,
yes,
that call him
yes.
a racist.
Terence Bud Crawford has joined his biggest boxing enemy at the moment, Teofimo Lopez, in trolling Gervonta Davis for picking up an easy opponent in Lamont Roach. Terence Crawford and Gervonta Davis don't have the best relationship, but far worse is his relationship with Teofimo Lopez. However, he has agreed with Teofimo Lopez on this, claiming Gervonta Davis has always raised his ranks in boxing by fighting the most unworthy fighters.
I've been fighting bigger guys my whole life, so I'm pretty familiar with that aspect of the game.
His Excellency didn't seem as into this.
In a division packed with boxing stars around it, like Ryan Garcia, Isaac Cruz, Rayo Valenzuela, Devin Haney, Vasily Lomachenko, and Shakur Stevenson, Gervonta Davis could only cherry-pick Lamont Roach as his preferred opponent, a choice that'll probably be more controversial than the match itself. Expectedly, Gervonta Davis would win by knockout, increase his boxing record to 29 knockout wins in 31 fights, and clamor for a better ranking on the pound-for-pound list. This exactly is what doesn't sit well with Terence Crawford, who believes Gervonta Davis should do better with his opponents.
You guys get in there.
I don't know. I just think, you know, his punching power and his physical size is the only thing that I really...
Crawford said in an interview, "Tank is Tank and he knows how he does his things. He shouldn't just expect respect when he's rated low. He should grow some balls and fight the guys fans want." Many fans have said Terence Crawford is probably doing this as revenge against Tank, who had once called him out and said he would knock him out.
Just like I'm supposed to be called out, you know.
You know, when you look at all the great fighters, they was getting called out by everybody from different weight classes. So it's nothing, you know, that I'm not surprised about.
A Tank would be something that, you know, he said he'll.
But really, it's not just Terence Crawford saying this. Even Teofimo Lopez is of this opinion as well. Two enemies won't agree on the same thing if it's not true. Two-division champion Teofimo Lopez, who just indicated he was ready for a confrontation later this year, is among those looking for a fight.
Absolutely. Near the end of 2025, that's what we're aiming for.
There you go. There you go. You heard it from the man himself. Before I let you go, I'd be remiss not to ask you anything you'd like to share with the fans, social.
In a recent interview with Fight Hype, Lopez questioned Davis's faith in facing elite opponents.
At the end of the day, man, eat your words. Take it in. I beat Lomachenko. For me, I scored a 9-3. For you guys, I could care less because y'all don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah. He underlined the long-standing belief that Davis has been under close control by his management, particularly citing his earlier resistance to face Vasily Lomachenko. The main hole that they have, they don't believe in themselves. How many times did they say that Tank Davis was not ready for Loma, that they had to prep him? How many times did Mayweather have to speak for Gervonta Tank Davis? I'm just speaking facts.
So when it comes to it, when it's there, it's a different story. At the end of the day, ain't nobody fighting for me but me. I ain't scared of nobody. Shit, Gervonta Davis.
Lopez also spoke of an earlier sparring session he conducted with Davis 11 years ago. Whereas Davis was already a professional fighter at 18, Lopez was just 15 at the time. Other than what he described as Davis's aggressive strategies in the ring, Lopez acknowledged that not much can be drawn from the experience. Notwithstanding these observations, Lopez does not minimize Davis's skills. Davis is no easy opponent, he said in a past interview with Fight Sports, but he still believes he is the only one equipped to overcome him.
Ducked Loma for fucking 3 to 4 years. Devin Haney.
Prove that with Loma, bro.
Devin Haney, same thing. He didn't want to fight Loma. He says to call out and everything. He only does it on social media, but he never throws anything out there.
Tank ain't a pushover. I guess the only one that can really beat Tank is me. I guess I gotta do it. Nobody else can do the job. Although Lopez has not stated a specific fight date, he has indicated at another potential weight increase. Davis is supposed to make a comeback to the ring in December in Washington, maybe facing Lamont Roach, the super featherweight champion.
Yeah, but he never throws anything out there. And Ryan Garcia was doing his social media at the time, building up his followers. You know, and now look where that got him. So the whole thing is all about, man, just
It was shocking when Gervonta Davis announced his new 6A7 fight PBC deal, indicating his intention to fight the biggest names. Davis said Vasily Lomachenko was next, after the Ukrainian's win over George Kambosos Jr. to win the IBF lightweight title. Tank also earmarked Shakur as a future opponent. Davis's biggest win so far is a 7th round stoppage of Ryan Garcia last year, and since then, he has been running from the smoke.
Man, I'm a real fighter. That's what it is, man. The truth, and the truth hurts a lot of people, but they gotta learn how to take that in. I ain't one to fucking play with.
I respect it, man. Your truth.
Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis is, despite being one of the most intriguing fights in the sport, continuing to elude fans. Both men are currently competing in one of the most talented divisions in the sport and are joined at the top table by 2 other champions in Vasily Lomachenko and Denis Berinchyk. Following a knockout win over Frank Martin, Tank Davis entered into talks with Lomachenko, but the Ukrainian later pulled out with a lack of motivation to fight again in 2024. It left many in the sport to call it a duck, but others pointed out that the same happened in the reverse years ago.
Say, man, look, man. Your beef is not with Floyd Mayweather. You sitting here beefing with Floyd. It's a fighter out here that's been calling your name that want to fight you.
Asked by DAZN Boxing if he feels Davis ducked Lomachenko when both were competing at super featherweight in 2017, Shakur was clear in his answer. Yes, I do. Stevenson has previously accused Tank of swerving a fight with him too.
Gervonta Tank Davis, let's make the fight happen, man. I'm tired of tweeting. I'm tired of talking about it. Stop ducking me and let's make the fight happen, man. Come on.
The recent feud between former undisputed welterweight champion Terence Crawford and World Boxing Organization super lightweight champion Teofimo Lopez has reached a feverish pitch. The duo butted heads just the other day when Crawford brought up Lopez's lawsuit against his own promoter Top Rank, mocking Lopez's intentions to fight him. Reportedly, the takeover is aiming to break free from his contract with Top Rank, even though he has one fight with the promotion left. Rubbing salt on Lopez's open wound, Crawford wrote a couple of days ago. Teofimo Lopez, looks like you are the one in a messed up situation with Top Rank. You want to fight? What's you contracted to fight for? While this back and forth went on for a while, they have started another exchange of pleasantries on X today, which may culminate into a full-blown street fight. Crawford, who was previously signed to the same promotion, hopped on the social media platform to share a selfie, flipping the middle finger while inside a Top-ranked gym, clearly aimed at mocking Lopez.
You brought up your points as to why you felt, he fought guys that were injured or not at their best moment.
Hey, Crawford, yo, bro. I know you call me a fake ninja.
Alongside the picture, Crawford wrote, "Teofimo Lopez, where are you at? Let's talk it out." Responding to this, Lopez retorted, "I'm at the grocery store buying some bananas. I sense some underground boxing coming soon." It's worth noting that while appearing in an interview with Broadway Joel a couple of weeks ago, Lopez had made some unsavory remarks about Crawford. When asked who he would fight first, Crawford or Gervonta Davis, the WBO super lightweight champion said, "Whichever monkey wants to get the banana."
You're done with that contract, and if you stay at 147, then yeah, man, I think we make more money than you made with Spence. I'm just saying facts. That's not even disrespect. That's just facts. You fought Jose Benavidez, who had a shot in the knee. He fought a guy that had a broken eye socket. You feel me?
Regardless, Crawford further inquired which store Lopez was in exactly in his city, to which Lopez responded, "Vegas is not my city. Also, you ready to fight February 2025? Ignoring Lopez's question, Crawford decided to focus on Lopez's banana remark, which was previously criticized for being racist. "You live here, right? Let me see what kind of bananas you got over there," Crawford wrote back. As their animosity threatens to boil over into a street brawl, things just escalated even further.
Man, that's not right, man. And somebody need to beat his ass, dude. He gonna get his ass beat. He close to getting his ass beat.
Man, listen though, T.O. is.
Following this exchange on X, Lopez seemed to have had enough of Crawford's veiled threats and wanted him to agree to fight in the ring in February next year. Lopez went as far as to rope in His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh into the mix. It's worth mentioning that Crawford had previously agreed to fight Lopez if he defeated Crawford's last opponent, Israel Madrimov. Nonetheless, Lopez tweeted back at Bud writing, "Nah, all ahead, enough games. We are lacing up to fight. The people want to see you put me on a stretcher. Hashtag boxing. So what are we doing? FEB 2025 Turkey _ Al-Sheikh." It appears Lopez's wish was partially granted when Crawford agreed to the deal. "I can do that, right? That's what they want to see, you and yo daddy," Crawford wrote back. That said, what previously appeared to be pointless drama on social media seems to be turning serious pretty quickly. While it has all the signs of a potential mega bout, it's yet to be seen whether Terence Crawford and Teofimo Lopez actually throw hands in the ring. However, Crawford has been criticized by Mike Tyson for a main issue that's been happening as long as his career. Mike Tyson has never been one to mince words, and when it comes to Terence Crawford, he's no different. Despite Crawford being the best fighter in the world right now, Tyson thinks there's something missing. Not skill, not talent, but something that draws people in, something exciting. During a recent interview with tennis star Nick Kyrgios, Tyson opened up about his view on Crawford.
That made him your choice?
He's a great all-around fighter. He's been around, he's watching for years, and he's going to do well. Mike, is he great enough to move up 2 more divisions to fight Canelo at 100?
Look, Terence Crawford, he's the best fighter in the world, but he can't draw 5,000 people, Tyson said. It's a blunt assessment of the current state of boxing, especially when you compare it to Tyson's own era, or even further back to the days of Muhammad Ali or Sugar Ray Leonard. Tyson remembers a time when being the best fighter also meant being able to fill an arena, to light up the sport in a way that made the world pay attention.
68? We're going to see.
Any plans to visit Saudi Arabia?
Back in the 80s, it wasn't just about skill in the ring. It was about showmanship, about delivering the kind of fights people would talk about for years. "We made a lot of money when we were fighting for our time," Tyson explained, noting how smaller fighters like Roberto Duran or Tommy Hearns were pulling in serious money because they had both the skill and the ability to captivate a crowd. These guys are making $15 million in the 80s. That's like $45 million now, but times have changed. Tyson argues that while more people can watch fights now thanks to technology, something's been lost in the process.
Mike, how are you, sir? Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to meet you. Welcome. Mike, even after all these years, talk to us about the excitement when you're walking in to a massive boxing event as the fight fan you are.
Crawford, for all his talent, just doesn't have that magnetism, that electricity in the ring that Tyson believes separates the great from the legendary. "You have to be entertaining. You have to be exciting," Tyson said, adding that without that, even the best fighters will struggle to pull in a crowd. He likened watching some of these fighters to watching grass grow. Crawford's recent bout against Israel Madrimov in Saudi Arabia did little to change this perception.
I'm just great fit. People recognize me, they accept me as the champion, and this is the life.
Terence Crawford has the opportunity.
While it was billed as a big event, questions remain about how well it actually sold. Pay-per-view numbers weren't earth-shattering and the attendance figures are still murky. Tyson's comments suggest that, for all the talent in the world, Crawford just doesn't have the pull of past champions. Tyson isn't saying Crawford isn't good, far from it. He acknowledges that Crawford is the best in the world right now, but being the best fighter doesn't automatically make you the most exciting. And in boxing, excitement often drives the sport as much as raw talent does.
To become a full division world champion tonight, why are you a fan of Terence Crawford?
He's just proved himself over the years. He's just a great all-around fighter. He'll be very successful.
It's a tough position for someone like Crawford, who has proven time and again that he can outbox just about anyone. But Tyson's words ring true. The great fighters of the past weren't just great because they won, they were great because they brought something extra into the ring. Whether it was Ali's charisma, Leonard's flair, or Tyson's raw power, they had the ability to make people care. And in Tyson's eyes, that's where Crawford falls short. Boxing today is in a strange place. It's filled with talented fighters, but few seem to grab the spotlight in the same way Tyson and others did decades ago.
Enjoy tonight. I think a few more people are going to recognize you in there, sir.
Do you see Terence Crawford as an all-time great, Mike? He is an all-time great. Big time.
Tyson's point is that being a star in the ring isn't enough. You've got to be a star outside of it too. And for now, Crawford is missing that spark, that elusive quality that draws in 5,000 people without breaking a sweat. It's hard to say whether Crawford can change that, or if the sport itself is shifting in a way where sheer talent isn't enough to pack arenas. But Tyson's take is clear. Being the best in the world is one thing, But in the world of boxing, it's the excitement that fills the seats.
I heard that Turkey offered you a 2-fight deal to fight Conor McGregor, one in the ring and one in the octagon. Is that true? Is that true, bud? Is that true, bud?
However, Crawford made a recent claim that may just portray Tyson as one who exaggerates. Boxing superstar Terence Crawford said Wednesday he rejected a deal to fight UFC great Conor McGregor because he didn't want to participate in a mixed martial arts fight. In separate interviews, Crawford and McGregor revealed that Turki Al-Sheikh, the chairman of Saudi Arabia's General Entertainment Authority, had offered them a 2-fight agreement, with one in boxing and the other in MMA. McGregor said they would have been paid hundreds of millions, but while McGregor was ready to compete in both sports, Crawford declined.
Listen, man. Hey.
You gonna fight Conor McGregor, dude?
I told Conor.
In the ring, in the octagon, but
I told Conor to himself.
You'll beat his ass?
They offered me the fight, the 4-division champion said in an interview with Bernie Thaw Boxer. Me and Conor got on the phone and started politicking to try and figure something out. Man, I'm not getting in no freaking octagon with you so you can be kicking and elbowing me. McGregor, 36, is no stranger to crossover fights. In 2017, the former 2-division UFC champion boxed Floyd Mayweather. McGregor lost by 10th round TKO, but reportedly earned north of $100 million. The fight in Las Vegas registered a live gate of $55.5 million and sold 4.3 million pay-per-view buys, both second all-time in boxing history.
I said, hell no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, me and Conor, they called me. You know what I mean? They called me and they offered me to fight. And
the undefeated Crawford, 37, is arguably the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world and is one of 3 boxers to hold all 4 major world titles simultaneously in 2 different weight classes. But Crawford hasn't competed in MMA, and although he has a background in wrestling, he said he would prefer to keep his fights inside a boxing ring. He was like, "I respect that," Crawford said of McGregor's response to him rejecting the fight. "You respect my sport just like I respect your sport. You understand that if you got in the octagon with me, you would be at a disadvantage. Just like if I got in a boxing ring with you, I'd be at a disadvantage." McGregor corroborated the story during a live stream with Dual Bits.
I talked. Me and Conor got on the phone and we started politicking, you know, trying to figure something out. And I just told him, man, I'm not getting in no fucking octagon.
"I told Crawford they are asking for a fight," McGregor said. "It's going to be hundreds of millions on the line. What's up?" He said, "I don't want to take a kick. You gotta respect that." Although McGregor said he harbored no ill will toward Crawford for the decision, he made sure to tell him what he left on the table. "We would have made a whole ton of money," Crawford said, referring to what McGregor told him. McGregor is recovering from a toe injury that delayed his highly anticipated return to the octagon against Michael Chandler at UFC 303 in June. It's not known who his opponent will be when he ends his 4+ year hiatus from MMA.
With you so you can be kicking me and elbowing me and shit. And so he get to laughing and shit. He like, man, I respect that.
Yeah.
It was like, man, because
Crawford is coming off a unanimous decision victory over Israel Madrimov in August. He has been targeting a massive showdown with Canelo Alvarez, but no deal has been made for that fight. Talking about Terence Crawford's next fight, his most likely opponent is Sebastian Fundora, who defeated Tim Tszyu to become a unified world champion at the super welterweight division. The 2 men look set to meet in a title unification in the near future after the WBO announced they had been given a 10-day extension to continue negotiations. Fundora became WBC and WBO super welterweight champion with a split decision win over Tim Tszyu back in March, while Crawford defeated Israel Madrimov in August to win the WBA super welterweight title.
yeah, I should be licking my chops because Madrimov knocked Fundora out in sparring. So who should be licking their chops?
Bud ruffled feathers last week when he claimed he had heard Fundora had previously been knocked out in sparring by Madrimov. If Fundora's licking his chops over my performance with Madrimov, then I should be licking my chops because Madrimov knocked Fundora out in sparring. So who should be licking their chops? That's what I heard. The 6'5" southpaw has now hit back at that theory. In a post on X, Fundora shared a past interview where Madrimov was discussing the competitive spar, where he said Fundora was very technical and hard to hit. The 154 pounds champion attached a simple one-word message: respect.
Because Madrimov knocked Fundora out in sparring. So who should be licking their chops?
Oh.
Fundora's manager Samson Lukowitz also hit out at Bud, telling Lance Pugmire that Crawford should be putting his focus elsewhere. The fight is already going to happen. It's bad business for Crawford to be trying to make a unified world champion look bad by spreading stupid rumors. You're 37 years old. Spend your time training instead. You're going to need it.
Everybody has goals, you know, in boxing. You know, he's a legend right now in this sport, you know, and one of the top fighters. So, you know, I like to get in the ring with him too. You know, it'd be a great fight. You know, he's before that Terence Crawford fight, he was considered one of the best fighters in the world.
The planned fight between Crawford and Fundora appears to have ruled out the chance of seeing Bud face Canelo Alvarez next, despite some very public call-outs in recent months. Crawford also surprised some onlookers this week when he announced he had been offered a fight with another huge name, but that he turned it down and has no intention to take it. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.